What pronouns do you use?
Pronouns? He/they. Well, they before he.
They before he. Nice. He, him for me.
That was fast.
What? Support?
I guess it is support queue times, so... And that's what I can give you the best tips on, so...
I feel like I should do on our Mercy so that they can stay defending.
So the downside of Moira is that she doesn't have a lot of utility.
Uh-huh.
And Ramatra requires a lot of upkeep. So you'll probably want to do something that can reach your entire team with its heals, but also like heavily support Ramatra.
Okay.
So something like Ana, Murphy, even Kiriko works because her heal output is insane.
Yeah.
Usually she's better with other characters.
Which other characters?
For a Ramatra, Baptiste would also probably work. With a Moira, it's just hard. Normally, with a Moira, you'd go Lucio, but just because of like how Ramatra works, you want to do that. Right now, you should try and be working on getting good positioning,
which has.
Turn the stream slightly down.
I might switch to Kiriko.
Remember, you can throw your nade to cancel high healing.
Right.
If you're worried about a teammate dying if they're getting focused, and you can see like your tank at half HP, you can pre-throw your nade and just spam heal him up. With you and a Moira, when they're under a nade, they will not die.
Nice, okay.
Normally, what you'd be doing here, playing healer, I'll try not to take and talk too much when you're in the middle of the fight. I'll tell you after this fight is finished.
Unless it's like relevant to the fight right now.
Yeah, if it's relevant to the fight right now, I would.
Okay, thank you.
Surprise.
Surprise, there is a bullet there.
Something I would recommend
is
taking a safer position and scoping in more often, because it makes it a lot easier to hit shots because your scope is hit scan.
Scope is hit scan, okay.
Yeah, scope is hit scan. It makes it a lot easier to hit shots and keep people off from far distances. And if you're worried about positioning and getting shot at, you can quick scope on your teammate. So like right here, I would scope in the heal, because you're missing a lot of shots.
Okay.
But you also got the downside is obviously you're slower in tunnel vision while you're doing it.
Right.
So you just gotta stay aware when you're scoping.
Oh no, I tried to nano boost him.
That's alright. So the thing I was going to tell you in general to do is taking a high ground position as Ana in the back, especially when they don't have any flankers that could pose an immediate threat to you, or I don't think they have snipers. Press tab. Sorry. You can move while pressing tab though.
Oh.
Yeah. You can take high ground positions and kind of just sit back and heal your team when you don't have anybody. So like you'd stay on the ledge here and just heal your team. Because it gives you a lot of position and minimal win.
Oh, no! I was aiming for him. Okay.
That's alright. He was antied, so he wouldn't have gotten the heal from it. But he's popped off, so you win.
Nice.
It was a good nano.
Accidentally good.
Hey,
thank you, teammate.
Sometimes nanoing your DPS like that can work. especially in lower ranks, like accidental nanos can work out a lot. But
Not me too.
I would play on top of the grass there, and then
grass.
Yeah, next to the tree. Okay. Unless your team pushes up too far, then there's some steps to your left. Yeah. Sorry, I'm actually teaching you math knowledge in the middle of the fight.
Math knowledge? No, I need it. I know my positioning has gotten me killed more than once.
And that was another position that you probably should scope in, because you're decently far away from your team, so your shots aren't being hit very efficiently.
Okay.
I throw your nade on him. Because sometimes when you don't need the self-sustain. Nope. Yeah. Spear is really nice when they're fighting there, but there's just another position that you can take if your team's being slightly more aggressive around the corner. Is there some steps? If you drop down and immediately to your left, there's steps that you can go up and play on. I think there's a retreat point, which is why I say you can play there.
Okay.
When playing in any high ground position, or any position that's exposed, you always want to have a retreat point in case you're pushed. You always want to know, like, is there a way I can get out safe here? And that's kind of what you do. I don't worry about team comps as much in lower ranks, and even in higher ranks, team comps aren't like the end-all be-all. Because honestly, at lower ranks, individual skills matter more than team play. Team play starts coming into effect a little more as you rank up, but it won't be there in lower ranks. Because I initially started out at 2,000. That's high gold. Not high gold, low gold. High silver area.
Okay.
And I gradually improved and grinded to GM over multiple seasons. And it's kind of just like, you have to improve yourself over and over, even if you're losing a lot of stuff, if you want to improve yourself. What I say.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I got all of them. Bruh.
That's unlucky. that was just unlucky. It's gonna play around these corners, and something that you always can do as Kiriko is just spam right click on people that you think are gonna get damaged, because you don't have any ammo limit on your heals.
Right.
So you can kind of just like send healing out and pre-heal someone. So like if a Genji's about to take and go in, you can spam a ton of, I forgot what they're called. You can spam a ton of your healing cards on them. I'm just gonna call them healing cards because for some reason I forgot what they're called. You can spam a ton of them on them, and then as they go in, they'll just gradually get healing as they're being shot, which helps a lot and can be a difference maker in fights for your DPS. And healing can be really important. Here's your nano.
Oh my god.
Okay. What was I talking about before then? Because that you kind of just rolled through that entire second one.
Yeah, that team was really good. Holy shit.
Oh yeah. Something you never want to get stuck in, and that will cause you to lose more games than not, is never view a game as losable. As like, this game is already lost. Always try your best to win the game. Hey, rank up.
Yes. Okay.
You're almost silver.
Is that the next rank?
Yeah, the next rank is silver 5, but you can rank up multiple ranks. But something I always say is just like, don't get stuck in the it's my teammate's fault, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
try and improve your own gameplay. Stay positive. Never view a game as losable, because there's always games that you can win that seem like they're completely lost. And if you just try, you'll end up winning instead of you giving up too early.
Right.
It'll win you just like a couple more % of games, but that percent builds up as you improve your skills and everything else. You'll slowly start winning more games, and that couple of % matters, especially when it gets harder to rank up. Keeping that positivity can be really hard as you like hit your ceiling on where you are right now, because it also helps you keep improving, because you're just like, these games are winnable, but how can I win them and improve myself?
Yeah.
It's kind of an I sound philosophical here, I knew.
It's good.
But that's kind of what improving in a lot of games is just like, how can I improve myself before I deal with other stuff? What I always recommend, which is why I'm talking more about positioning and all that stuff, is working on the bigger stuff before working on like minor things like team composition, communicating with your team, doing all this other stuff.
Right.
You don't need to work on that too much. You focus on what you can do majorly to improve in big leaps before making the smaller decisions. Except for mental. I always recommend mental, even though that's technically a small leap. It'll help you so much fixing it earlier on. I don't know if you have bad mental when it comes to games. Considering like how you're talking and stuff in the game, it doesn't seem like you have a bad mental when playing, but I just figure I always mention that.
It's good advice. Attack.
I hate that Sojourn's meta.
Why?
Insta-click right click headshot, go burr.
Yeah.
Ultimate insta-kill everyone on the enemy team, go burr.
That is true. Must hide.
Don't put words in my mouth.
But,
Stay in sight, and I'll keep you safe.
crap.
But what?
I always have something that's on my mind that I'm gonna say, and then I'm just like, wait,
What?
I don't know what I want to say.
Oh no.
My brain no work. I'm not gonna be healing unless you ask.
Excuse me? Wait, that's fine, that's fine.
That's a Lucio, that's a Lucio. Even though technically, Lucio does a lot of heals. Played correctly. It's a reason, like, Kiriko Lucio is, like, hard meta. Yeah. Positioning is, like, the first thing I would definitely try to majorly improve.
Okay.
Because you always... It's a complex concept that seems simple initially. That and ability usage.
Like when to use the when to use the abilities. Oh, like right there.
Because there were a lot of times there. Not so much with the Sojourn, because she kind of just got instant-melted by the Junkrat.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of times, there was initially the Echo you could use your Eon to save or try to save initially. And then there was your tank that you could try to save.
Yeah.
So like, there's, oh, should I use this ability? And this is just a lot of stab.
Oh yeah, he does. Okay. Do you remember the timer on his heal for a Roadhog?
Roadhog, I think it's like 7 seconds or so.
7 seconds, okay.
That was a terrible jump from y'all. Good E. Here's Road. Oh wait, no, never mind.
Oh, no.
Here's your target.
Oh, I hear someone.
But I'll try and explain more about positioning after this game.
Okay.
or like in halftime.
Okay.
Because like right there, going in front there, was a little dangerous. Just straight
Like right
walking
there?
through, especially when you had a safe thing that you could go through. And the upside of Kiriko is like, if someone ends up being critical, you can TP and then just Suzu on top of them.
Right.
And more both of you. Kiriko has that advantage of just being able to take even safer spots than normal, and also being more aggressive at the same time. She's very hard to play and has a very high skill ceiling because of the mobility and the abilities that she has. She's definitely a bit more forgiving when it comes to positioning, though, because you can kind of just
Escape.
escape. Exactly. Like, oh no, I made a bad position. Uh-oh.
Running away!
I just
Suzu?
Oh, fuck!
That's okay.
No. Did you say bad Suzu?
No, I said that was a good Suzu.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I mean, I Suzu'd and then ran away. Maybe I should have, like, Suzu'd and healed.
So Suzuing, yeah, you usually Suzu and heal.
Yeah.
It was good to try and put distance between you and the Mei, but a better way to take it and have done it is jump back and then immediately 180'd and just held right click. Because even the blue cards will still heal.
Right.
Sorry, 1 second. I'll do it.
Okay. Maybe I should have Suzu. That was bad positioning. Bad positioning.
I have returned to judge you.
Hello, thank you.
Alright. That was a bad TP though.
Hey. Should have looked first. What should I have done instead?
So it's something that you should have realized before, is most of your teammates had died.
Right.
So trying to heal and support them at that point just causes them to stagger if they're already gonna die.
Oh.
And staggering is one of the worst things that you can end up doing, because then it just like causes your teammates to get stuck in multiple situations. It just causes teammates, especially in lower ranks that don't tend to group up as much, they just start pressing W in single file lines gradually, and that just causes you to lose the game a lot easier. Whereas, like, if you try and heal people that will live, that's good. If you try and heal people that are going to die and will die regardless if you heal them, it'll just cause staggers, which can be really bad. I feel I'm kind of like going in circles on that topic, but it's just realize that that's going on, and at most what you should have done, instead of TPing in and also possibly getting yourself killed, is hold back. Gradually you'll get better at realizing whether or not they'll live or die, and support them from a distance instead of TPing right up into them and possibly dying yourself. Because that's part of positioning, is just like risk versus reward. How much value can I get in this position, and how much risk does it put me in? Because like technically if you sat back here, it's just like you're at almost zero risk, but what reward are you getting?
Right.
Whereas if you're putting up there, you're having a ton of risk, like right up next to the door gate, you're having a ton of risk and not a lot of reward.
Here?
So where your team's playing, probably there, yeah.
Oh my god, that was so
fast. They should not be playing there. That's just a... I am so sorry. Normally, people do not play there. I guess that is...
Why not? Even though it seems obvious, maybe. Why not?
The reason you don't play there is because it's hard to take and keep up with their spawns. And they have a spawn that they can go back to and pop out and just shoot you from and get easy damage, where you guys have to use resources to keep yourselves alive. They have a lot of cover that they can immediately use, and you guys don't. Whereas if you play back past the bridge there, you're going to be a lot safer, be able to spam them before they can push through, and play around walls and protect the point easier. You also can get flanked, and people can get ticks off of the point if you play too far up for too long. Watch out, your healing does have a limitation on how far it can go. And if it's not locking on, you want to be careful, because you're not going to be able to heal it. It should be safe to go across the bridge and TP to someone.
Oh no, oh no.
Playing in this area is probably the best bet you have. You're all kind of just C9. You know what a C9 is?
When you leave the point.
Yeah, when you leave the point. It used to be like leave. It's originally from a team called C9 who was going to win the fight and just left the point. And it happened multiple times to the same team, Cloud9. And it just got termed C9 or Z9. And now it's just like when you get off the point and the other team taps it. It's just a C9 now. So
Oh no.
that's kind of the stuff, is pushing up there. It's kind of like the risk versus reward I talked about. You can do a surprise thing of like holding up really close. But the thing is, like, you guys made yourself, like the monkey especially, made themselves really obvious that they were going to be there and died.
Right.
That's also the other downside there, is like, if one of your teammates dies, you guys have a long ways to go back to take and have any protection.
Yeah.
And even if they trade, their spawns are closer, so they can easily just like walk out of spawn and they have numbers advantage pretty quickly, where your guys are going to be fighting down one. Whereas if you're fighting back, it's easier to take and mitigate that, and hopefully, even if you're down a number, survive until your teammate gets back, or like pressure them. That's the kind of stuff like you think about and gradually get better at thinking about. Like, is this a good place to hold? Is this a good position? Even like, I have bad times sometimes going like, is that a good position for our team to hold in? go like, oh, that seems like a great position, and it's really a bad one. Positioning is really hard. And it takes a lot of time to get used to, especially in this game, where there's so many movement abilities, different other things that you can do. Because in Fortnite and stuff, you can just instantly build up cover at any time.
Yeah.
If you need to.
Yeah.
Where in this, you have to use the map. You're required to. Just pretend you're on Fortnite no build mode. Alright?
Oh my god, I hate no build mode. I don't play it.
Well, you're on no build mode Overwatch edition.
Okay. Oh, that wasn't very useful to me.
So, if you're wanting to speed off walls, look slightly up and just tap off the wall.
Okay. Okay.
Lucio's hard. I wouldn't recommend playing him too much until you get used to him.
I'm gonna switch to Kiriko.
Because he is very hard, I would just say now. Still win this one.
Still win.
Your Reinhardt just charged in, okay. Good thing it's not the old Reinhardt charge.
Oh, but he can't cancel? But there's no...
And he has a slower turn radius as well.
Oh, slow.
Oh, your Mercy is dead.
Okay.
A lot of Junkrat in there. I wouldn't recommend playing Lucio right now.
Yeah, no.
He's really hard and takes a lot of practice. And he is someone where positioning, game sense, and ability usage is really important, which you'll gradually get better at using, playing other characters, and then I'd recommend slowly picking up Lucio. He's definitely not someone I'd recommend picking up initially. I would definitely push up a little bit, even though there's...
Oh, fuck. Feel like...
He was in a bad position.
Okay.
That he shouldn't have been in. Somehow Mercy roused him though.
Incredible.
Your hog got this, right? Nah, you got a Kiriko, a Mercy, and... What is this fight?
Oh my god. It was Junkrat.
Gotta be careful about Junkrat names. That's where positioning also comes in. It's just like, is Junkrat spamming this angle? I gotta play safe.
Gotcha. Oh my god, earlier I was playing and I fucking killed a Junkrat and then died from his bombs. I forgot he dropped bombs when he dies.
Yeah, you got that. You got that extra death. So yeah, what I'm primarily gonna focus on right now is just your positioning, because that's what I like. Because you're focusing on healing your team, which is good, and trying to like do what you can there. Like your usage on your Suzu and your TC in and out of bad situations.
Oh fuck.
Use a little bit of work.
Oh no, I pressed my ult button. Fuck.
Oh, did you lose your ult?
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's that's a Suzu moment.
Suzu. Yes. Yeah, because
if you immort your team, nobody dies.
Right.
Especially in higher ranks, the Junkrat might predict what you're doing, but in your rank, you don't usually have to worry about that. You'll like Junkrats will usually just like, oh, that's a good tire, and just go boom. And if you time your Suzu right before the tire gets to your team, nobody dies. And if you're worried if you're in a bad position here, you can TP back to your teammates that are like behind cover and then like reposition to a better position. Because like hiding behind those stairs will not help in higher ranks.
They'll
If
go
you
around.
keep track.
Yeah. Uh... No. Oh, I don't love this spot either.
You can play through that window a little bit, but it's hard with a jump pad.
Oh my god.
You can wall climb, by the way.
I forgot I can wall climb!
I kind of realized. It's alright though, it's alright. There's a lot of stuff to learn in this game, and it can be really hard.
Done playing around.
And really overwhelming. Like, this game is sensory overload 101.
For real. Sometimes I'm like, I cannot see. There's just so much happening.
If you want to, like, watch or even just play the game with me, and I can show you me playing your game. I won't play competitive, but I'll play, like, a quick play game or something and act like it's competitive.
Okay.
I'm too tired to take and play competitive.
Oh, fuck. I don't know if I should have TP'd to him. It seemed dangerous. I was like...
So that one's a hard to judge, and it's definitely, like, up to your discretion. Like, it sounded like it was only on Lana, but there could also be other players with him.
Yeah.
So it was probably the best decision not to do it.
Oh!
But sometimes you can risk it if it's, like, game on the line situation. It's just, like, you need him alive.
Yeah. Right.
You go for more risk, because, like, there is a reward to keeping your teammate alive.
Right.
And that could be killing the Ana that slept him. Because I know more than anyone that I would definitely TP to one of your teammates out of here.
Oh, fuck. He survived! He's about to die. Oh my god! I thought he survived.
Sometimes that happens. That was a good TP and attempt on a Suzu, because you got it.
Yeah.
It's just downside it was slightly too late, but that was, I'd say that was like a good risk. I would definitely use your ult a little more, because sometimes you just don't use it in fights where you could.
Like, you've noticed that?
Yeah, sometimes you just don't use your ult for a long time and you just have it. Like, Kitsune, you either use it to take a push in or something, especially if they don't have a Kitsune and if they don't have a Kiriko of their own, you'll use it to push in. But if they have a Kiriko of their own, you'll either use your Kitsune before them and try and win the fight, or counter a Kitsune when they use their Kitsune.
Like, Kitsune at the same time as their Kitsune?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Usually you'll counter Kitsune with Kitsune.
Okay. Oh, nice.
I usually more aggressive with Kitsune than other teams. Like when I'm playing competitively, like with my school, it's just because like I usually am 20% above the other Kiriko, 20% in front of the Kiriko, because I just hold heals on my tank. And like you'll get Kitsune really fast like that. Here's where you might just want to heal, get your ult charge up, because they're definitely a far ways away, and then get out when you can. Because he is definitely dying, but I do not know how they haven't killed him yet.
And me.
That Orisa wants you.
Oh, I missed him!
Rip. There's where I would have played slightly back, but if you're gonna heal him, that's okay. It's a little ways away. It'll stagger a little bit, but they have a long way to go before the next like optimal fight for them. It's a 50-50 on whatever you do there. Usually you wouldn't keep him alive, just because it's the smartest. It's usually smartest and safest, just because it'll help regroup.
Oh, if he dies, we'll regroup faster.
Because you weren't able to take a full fight there. Because that's something that you always need to think about, is like taking full fights in this game. Staggering causes you to not be able to take full fights.
Oh man.
Try and throw more at the floor.
More at the floor, okay.
so they are pretty close to the thing. So, like the final objective. So I would use Kitsune earlier rather than later. Okay. That's a good ult.
Oh no, I missed him.
Make sure you try and aim it at the ground, because it does have a big radius.
Let's win a Okay. Oh,
Sorry.
that's good. Okay.
That's alright though. Losses usually, like bigger losses like this are hard to take and glean stuff from, but there's still stuff that you can learn from it.
Yeah. 7 deaths, oh my god.
So a lot of the time, you'll end up lingering in fights, where you should just try and get back and regroup. And that's kind of related to, like, you're focused on healing your team, which is good, but sometimes you do have to go like, okay, this is a lost fight, everyone get out or die. Because that's a call a lot of people make sometimes, like, especially me, like, I'll kind of like, okay, lost fight, get out or die. Like, if we're down 2, and they still have all 5, it'll just go like, okay, lost fight, regroup or die. And the people that can get out will get out, and anybody else will try and die as fast as they can, because that's the other downside of taking and keeping someone alive, especially like your tank in those situations, is it'll feed ult charge to the other team. The other team will get a lot of ult charge off of it.
Oh shit. Yeah.
They don't get as much off of tanks anymore, but it's still a noticeable amount that'll boost the other team a lot higher in ult charge than your team. Because it can cause ult advantages and all that stuff. It's why you die fast, you try and take fast fights, and all that stuff. But that's kind of just like something you don't usually think about, is like, how does this actually affect that?
Yeah.
I mean, do you have my...
I'm not sure.
Here, let me send you my B tag.
Okay.
Oh, where are you? There you are. Oop. And I will try my best to make a good example.
Thank you.
Do you want to just spectate, or do you want to play alongside? Which one do you think would help more? Or just be more enjoyable?
Maybe I'll play support with you and do Mercy, so I can, like, kind of stay near you, maybe. Yeah.
Hello. Why am I on this? Alright. I need to change my thing. Where's the one I usually use? Where is it? Alright, support time. Let's go. Support duo. Best duo in the game. Alright, there it is. There we go. That's what I use.
Oh, that symbol. That's cute.
It's technically just Switzerland, but hey.
It's real, it's real. I just remembered that I unlocked this spray somewhere.
Now arriving at Phoenix. Select your hero.
Alright, what do I play? Let's play Ana. It's basic. I can do things. Let me adjust my mic so I don't have it.
Don't worry, I'll be right
My
behind.
connection. Pass around. Oh, it's been a while since I played this. Ooh.
Going soft. Do not speak to me unless you wish to lose your power.
This is how you know you're good at the game.
When you can score the basketball.
quick scope, jump around, and like damage enemies a bit more. But that's like something you should prioritize later playing on it, is attacking enemies. Is you eventually learn the time to attack enemies versus when to heal. But you prioritize healing first when learning on it.
Okay. Oh, too close. It grabs onto the wrong person sometimes. Is that just my crosshair placement?
Are you talking about your fly?
No, the healing or the boost.
So you can adjust like the sensitivity of that in your settings, but it'll have like a little bit of leniency on that. Sorry, I'll talk slightly less. Oh, there's a Widow. I should play very much safer. There's not much I could do there. Our Genji totally has this.
I'll find my own.
I got a fast nano.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be a YOLO. Think it hits anybody? YOLO nade time. Oh, it hit someone. Oh my god, it hit.
Gentle rain.
I think that there's Genji.
Genji, stop right. Oh, there's a Kiriko up top. But as you notice, I'm kind of just like quick peeking the angles,
Yeah.
trying to keep myself like hidden relatively. Until like I see that the angles are safe that I'm in.
Balance you out.
That was a good name. Yeah, I'll try and stay as safe as I can around corners. Like, when they're holding up here, I'll play like around here, or like a little bit back around this corner. And usually tell like, oh, you're out of sight and stuff if I need to. If I absolutely need to, I'll push up and like look around the corner if they can be aggressive. But I try and play as safe as I can. Ow. Yeah, I'm dead. There's not much I can do unless I get a 6 sleep there. You win this though.
Yeah.
I'll try and throw a YOLO nade in your direction.
We're okay.
We're tapping point, by the way.
Fuck.
If you can keep them alive, I almost have mana.
Yeah.
There's a Widow. Watch out for the Widow.
Yeah, Kiana.
Let's get back to it.
I am in a bad position right now. Oh, dang, he actually knows how to do the combo. Uh-oh, talk to the people in quick play. Uh-oh.
Oh, you slept the Widow?
No, I slept Kiriko.
Kiriko. Still good.
I actually need to be slightly more careful with this Genji because I'm fucking too aggressive on him. He's actually half decent. Dang.
Ah, fuck.
I haven't played in quite a bit. It's been a hot minute since I played. But yeah, if you saw, like, I was taking angles where I wasn't, like, full push forward unless I absolutely needed to. Like, I was within range to be able to push up and heal them if I needed to in emergencies.
Stay in
or like
sight,
if they like
and I'll keep you
absolutely
safe.
needed it. But I could hop back and play other angles that I could play safely in after they get pushed.
Je sens que je vais bien me
Sometimes. Sometimes I play stupid. Ignore the times I play stupid.
Okay.
But generally, like, I'll try and play in angles where I don't expose myself nearly as much as I do to my team, so I can get good healing angles and not take a ton of poke damage. So, like, I'll usually play left here with the team, just because, like, it's...
Did you just throw one of the thingies?
Yeah, I threw a nade, just because, like, you can get a free nade off usually. That ate it!
Oh fuck! Too late.
Ow. This is just kind of a hard game to take and glean stuff from.
Like the game type?
No, it's just like better teams.
Oh, I've kind of delayed that. Shit.
So when you're getting rolled, it's a lot harder to take and talk about things and like teach things.
Oh, what if we play against AI?
Then it's not very easy to take and teach things because AI are really easy.
Okay.
Here comes last one.
And I did too
I
early.
could not get out. I chose the wrong path to go. So by the way, from what I saw there, know that you move faster moving forwards than you do when you're walking backwards.
That is very useful information, thank you.
It'll help you get out of the Orisa ultimate. You
Yeah.
might have gotten out of it if you were walking forwards.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, when I'm closer to like an Orisa like this, I don't scope in because I'm closer to the damage going on and everything,
Right.
and because it's close and easy to hit them.
The teammates, you mean?
Sorry, that was a little chaotic and it was hard to say anything. I got slashed by a Genji.
Yeah.
Alright.
What up? Come on.
Your distance relative to your teammates from your safe position matters to what, like, if you're gonna scope or not. If someone's low health and you're good at quick scoping, and they're in like a hard situation, I would definitely recommend quick scoping at minimum. And if you're in a dangerous position where you still need to dodge. I'll explain a little bit more later, but...
Oh shit, Widow.
Ow. I just hard died by Genji. That base.
Nice, Widow. Wait, no, Genji.
I'm throwing an 8 over, I'm not sure if it's gonna hit. It hit. We gotta touch.
I touched it.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not see it there.
I am so dead. I got slept in the middle of that, so I just did not have time to get out of that.
You got slept as she was pulling us in?
Yeah.
I think their Kiriko punched me to death.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Alright, so what I was explaining a little bit was alternating between like what kind of firing you're doing. There's kind of 3 types of ways that you heal people generally.
Meow. Yeah.
Me trying to lose the Ursa. There's generally 3 types of ways that you do it. And it's first, you usually, if you're in a safe position. They don't have anything that can usually get to you, and you're safe and sound, you'll almost always, and you're a distance away, you'll usually always hard scope in. If you're closer, just so you can whip around and heal different people, and so you can move around and stay safer, like in that, on that map, it's really hard to be far away from your teammates, right?
Right.
Especially when you're trying to push back into the point. So you don't hard scope in, and you try and stay mobile, and you try and play around corners. And it's kind of like what you do with most healers, is you'll just play around corners there when you're closer to your especially when you're closer to your teammates. You can play slightly more open when you're further away, but the thing is, snipers make it hard to take and play completely in the open. So you always want to make sure... Sorry, I'm flooding you with information. I'm sorry if this gets ever too much, just tell me.
Keep going, keep going.
Alright. Generally, I'd say one of the best ways to practice positioning is to play Zenyatta. The reason being is because you have to play very smart. You have, like, Zenyatta, because he has no movement, only has his kick that pushes people back, and he doesn't have any, like, magic abilities. He has to rely on himself.
Right.
He has to make sure to position himself based on his skill level, like whoever's playing him. You have to position yourself based on your skill, and always position yourself safe, and in a place where you can be effective, you can discord people, you can place a harmony orb on people, but that you aren't going to get instantly melted.
Right.
Your right click is really important when playing Zenyatta. Take note of where people are or where people will come from, and kind of just hold right click and spam that area. Okay, I'm gonna do something really stupid and ballsy. Discord them.
I don't see them. Oh, I see them. I don't know who I'm looking at.
It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I'm kind of teasing. Oh, I should not have used my... That kind of sucks. I could not be in a safe position there. I missed my solution I just had. So yeah. Zenyatta is like wholly positioning based. He's kind of similar in Ana that way, but except Ana has things that she can actually do if she gets starved. She has an anti, she has a sleep. Whereas Zenyatta, you have balls. That is what you have. You have orbs. Oh, that was a good stun. That knocked JQ out of...
Oh shit.
That's actually a good boost here as well. Okay, be careful here, because they can easily push us. Get back as soon as we cap. Oh, shoot, never mind. They pushed around left side. That was my bad for not realizing that. But does it make sense what I'm talking about? I'm just not sure if I'm actually...
Maybe. I think so. You're talking about positioning with the Zenyatta, and...
It's hard to think when you're in the middle of a game. Hey, don't die. Don't die. Oh, never mind, you died.
Oh. She was low. Don't die.
Hey, I told you not to die. How did you die? How dare you?
Thanks.
Oh, he did not cap.
Oh, okay.
Nobody's capping. Okay. Well, Ana shall go and cap.
Bless.
Yeah. For example, like playing on this side, I want to play a little bit back. I don't want to play inside. It'll be a little bit easier. I could actually go on a custom map and talk about it if you wanted to go that in depth.
Yeah.
About, like, how you should position.
Okay.
That'll probably make it a bit easier.
Oh, wait. That was the wrong thing to do.
I am so dead. Thank you.
Wrong person.
Oh, that would have been a sick sleep if I got that. Oh, he has a barrier on there. Okay, now I walk back. We go back to a safe position, so follow me.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. They're holding up even though we're down one.
Okay.
So, one of the things that you also need to do is you usually want to position yourself near your other healer. Just because if you do get dived, since you don't have any utility, you want to be like... Oh, you got him. Oh,
No,
what I got
no.
him.
Someone else got him. That was so sneaky. He was so quiet.
So, sorry. Sometimes that happens. That map does have a lot of flank angles, but this is a general tip for healer. Pretty much at all times is you always want to keep tabs where your other healer is. Because if you do, A, if you're in trouble, you can get heals, and B, if they're in trouble, you can heal them.
That makes sense.
Because healers, especially in Overwatch 2, are one of the most important roles in the game, even though they don't feel impactful in the slightest. Because you die, your tank dies, which is the entire, like, a really impactful role. And you have so much utility that, like, buffs your entire team as a healer, unless you're Moira, that you just kind of have to be alive.
What's wrong with Moira?
So, the downside of... Alright, sorry. Fighting a Junker Queen. The downside of Moira is she's only healing based. I'm not saying Moira's, like, you should, like, picking Moira as throwing by any means, but she has a downside, and, like, just something that all the other healers do have. Is she doesn't have any utility. She has healing and damage, which all the other healers can do, but they can do more.
Isn't that the case with Zenyatta though?
Zenyatta has a Discord that increases the damage on the other team. And he does a ton of damage himself.
Okay. So if
oh, sorry. I didn't know you were low. That was my bad.
But doesn't Moira's, like, floaty, sucky orb kind of do what his Discord orb does? Or is it just, like, less specific? No. It's like...
It does... So the floaty orb does damage to enemies. That's all it does. It's just a slight amount of damage. And it's not a lot because it spreads across the entire amount of people that are... Ow. I was kind of distracted.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's not your fault. This is a quick play game. That's why we're in quick play.
Oh, that is death. Okay.
Moira's healing output is unmatched. But the downside is she doesn't have any things like damage boost increases or Ana's anti-heal or her CC with her sleep. Baptiste has immortality. Kiriko has Suzu. It's all stuff like that. That just other people have that Moira doesn't. Oh, I keep missing my sleep, so I'm so out of practice. I cannot stand still against a Jericho. My head's too easy to hit.
Oh.
Alright, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I'll explain the the abilities and stuff later.
Okay.
While I'm going through and explaining. You can pick a map that you want to go through on positioning.
What's the hardest map for positioning?
Hardest map for positioning? Oh, that's a good question. I would actually have to look through the maps to take and do that. Oh, he has ult. That was the most telegraphed Reaper ult I could ever see in my life.
What do you mean, telegraph?
So, when someone does something completely obvious,
Yeah.
it's just like, it's just telegraphed. I can't remember if, like, the saying was telegraphed. I'm stupid, if you didn't realize. I might be good at Overwatch, but I'm stupid.
What's wrong?
But, alright. In the downtime here, I'll talk about it.
Okay.
Ilias might actually be a good one, because its tight corners and stuff make it really hard to position.
Okay.
So... Alright. Come on, brain, you can work. You got this, brain. So, just like utility-wise with healers, it's just the upside of most healers is they have utility that they can use alongside their healing.
Right.
That Moira just doesn't. Even though her healing output is massive, there's utilities like Kiriko Suzu and stuff that can just win fights outright faster than Moira can help. Moira can be made to work, but it's just like at the highest level, there's just things that other healers have. That other healers have that she just doesn't. I keep you alive. Fly to me again.
I went to hide instead of fly to you. Fly to you made it make more sense.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing I should mention. If you're in danger and you're alone, instead of backing up, unless it will put you in even more danger in the positioning of your team, try and fly to your team. If you can survive on your own, that's okay. But being around your team allows you to, even if you die, put the other person, if they chase you, in a terrible position.
What?
I'm sorry, you're dead.
Wait, I didn't mix. I didn't like understand what you said.
What was I saying? Don't mind me. I'm just busy trying to actually have a brain. Yo, I'm gonna nano you, alright? You're gonna get nanoed.
I'm talking the Winston. Oh.
No, you.
No.
Are going
No.
Yes, you're gonna get nanoed. Once you get ult, you're getting nanoed. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh my god.
You have your ultimate. Are you ready? As soon as I nano you, you're taking out your pistol and you're destroying the entire enemy team. Got it?
Okay. I will do my best.
Your projectile hitbox is massive. I believe. This is the winning play. This will win us the game, alright? You didn't kill the entire enemy team, you have
What?
mercy!
I didn't know I was nanoed. How do I know I'm nanoed? Fuck, sorry. Do I just need to like listen to her
So there's a glowy effect that goes on around you and stuff.
glow? I'm sorry.
It's okay. If you want to see what it looks like, Take us out of the game real quick and transfer party leader to me.
Okay.
Training range, practice range.
Training.
And then I'll take you into the custom stuff. Alright. Real quick, I'll explain the ability stuff I was talking about. So, Zenyatta has Discord Orb, which is insane because it gives you, I believe, 20? I forgot if it's 25 or 30% in this one. They've changed it quite a few times. I think it's 25% damage boost on whoever is discorded, which helps teams focus down targets really fast when you have a Zenyatta. Kiriko has her Suzu and her TP that helps her get in and out of situations really easily. And her ultimate gives speed boost, reload time, and cooldown reduction.
Right.
For Gita, her ultimate gives armor and a speed boost to herself, and she also has a lot of self-sustain that she can personally do. And it's AoE heals. She doesn't have as much as she used to. She can't give you armor outside of her stuff. She got nerfed into the ground, which is a good thing because she was way too powerful. She has probably the least amount of utility for a team if Moira didn't exist. Baptiste has Immortality Field, his Burst Heal, and he can alternate healing and damage. Ana has her Nade, Sleep Dart, and that just, like, those are insane. Denying healing for 4 seconds is crazy in this game. Lucio has Speed Boost. As I'm sure you know, he has speed. Mercy has her healing, her fly, and she has a damage boost on her right click. Moira has a healing orb, a damage orb, a heal, and a damage. And then an escape ability. She doesn't have anything like provides team utility. She has healing for the team, but she doesn't have team utility. If that makes sense.
Maybe, I think so. Like, the healing orb isn't consistent enough for a team.
It's not exactly utility based. Utility isn't. I'm not referring to healing when I talk about utility. I'm talking about things outside of healing. So Lucio has speed boost, Kiriko has an Immor, Bap has an Immortality, Ana has a Nade and a Sleep Dart, Break has the over armor and like a ton of personal sustain that she can do, but that's kind of in a similar situation as Moira. And Zenyatta has his Discord, which increases damage on enemies. And all of those aren't damage related, but they support the team in different ways than healing do, and can counteract what healing can do for a team, if that makes sense.
Oh, I just saw how dealing damage heals nearby enemies. I was like, how does she do AoE healing? That's how.
Yep. When she hits someone with her whip or stuff, she'll do AoE heals for a little bit. She also has her shield as well, which no other healer has, like a shield that she can use.
Right.
She also has the 3 healing packs. The whip is just like, she has a lot of damage and stuff that she can do. The bash is nice, helps travel distance, but she doesn't have too much utility. Thing is, Moira can damage boost you. I mean, Mercy can damage boost, which is insane because I believe it's a 30% damage boost on the target. I can't remember. I think it's 30%.
Like, how close do nearby enemies need to be, or nearby teammates need to be?
I think it's... I don't remember all the numbers. I think it's 15 meters. It's really hard to remember because they've changed a lot of things.
15 meters.
Let me go to Ana real quick and get Nano Boost.
Who should I be if you're getting Nano Boost?
You can be anybody. I'm just gonna show you what Nano Boost it does.
Oh, what it looks like. Yeah. Fuck. I guess I never play someone who, like, gets Nano Boosted, so... Unless, like, are there any supports that you would Nano Boost? Brigida.
Are there any supports I'd Nano Boost? Not unless I extremely trust their DPS ability,
Yeah.
or they absolutely, like, it's a contest situation and they're kind of the best target, and I'm trying to keep them alive or something. If I was to nano a target, it would either be Baptiste, Brigitte, Moira, Zenyatta, and maybe Kiriko. Sometimes Lucio. Everybody but Mercy and Ana, but you can't have two Anas on the same team.
Right.
Mercy is just like not a nano boost target that can do stuff. If you have a Reddit Lucio, they can do some stuff with a nano. Optimally, you never nano a support. If I'm to tier who you would nano, Bap and Brig. I mean, Bap would probably be A tier. I mean S tier. Brig and Moira would be A tier. Kiriko and Zenyatta would be Zenyatta, and Lucio would be B tier.
Okay.
And then Mercy is F tier.
Oh no. Okay.
The supports in general aren't the best to nano. But the thing is, Bap can put down a amplification matrix that doubles his damage on top of the nano boost, and he just melts.
Right.
Baptiste can be played like a DPS. So if I'm gonna nano someone, I'm probably nanoing a Baptiste that I trust if it's a support. But usually you'll nano either the tank or a DPS that has an ultimate or has a play that they can do, or like you trust to be able to take and do something with a nano. Like Nano Blade, that's a nickname for a Genji. It's ulting and nanoed. That kind of stuff. Oh yeah. Let me nano you. Alright, you looking?
Yeah, I'm looking.
You see the blue stuff on your screen?
Yeah. It even makes a sound, like, how the fuck did I miss that?
Yeah.
Okay, blue.
It's okay. Like, sometimes you get...
Are you okay? Sometimes you get...
I get distracted sometimes.
That's all good.
But is there any specific questions you have about, like, supports or stuff, or the game, before we go into, like, the positioning thing on earliest?
Oh, I think you said... I may have misheard. What do you mean by Reddit, Lucio? Did I mishear that?
Huh?
Like, what did you mean by Reddit, Lucio? Unless I didn't hear that correctly.
Sorry. That's a nickname that's got started using because there's Lucios that do like super aggro rollouts that just get into like the middle of the enemy backline, and they'll just roll one support, and they clip it and they put it on Reddit. And so doing those kinds of plays, they're just like hyper aggro DPS Lucio plays, just got termed Reddit Lucios. So if you're a hyper aggro Lucio that's just DPSing the enemy team's backline, you're a Reddit Lucio. But what I was talking about is like when you're hopping off walls, you don't always want to hold on to the wall unless absolutely necessary. You tap on the wall and chain off other walls, and it'll cause you to go a lot faster. And I'm not sure if they still have it, but if you look up as you're going off a wall, you'll keep more speed if you hit the ground. And you'll just jump when you hit the ground, and you carry a little more speed. But you'll notice versus like holding on the wall, if you tap on the wall and then like return to the wall, you'll get a little bit more speed and travel faster than just holding on the wall.
Okay.
It also helps you climb up walls and surfaces.
Climb up by jumping off and back on.
Let me find a corner I can do this on. Because I'm not the best at climbing up the walls as Lucio. But I can do it. What's a wall I can climb up? I'm trying to find a good one.
Are there walls you can't climb up?
You can climb up most walls if you just like hop on it multiple times like that.
I've lost you.
So, like
Oh.
try and climb up this. Just like spam space and just get out. Just look forward. You don't have to look at the wall.
I don't have to look at the wall.
See, like that.
Oh. Thanks. I tried again.
Oh, I can do it here.
What? Here? Here. Oh, here.
So I'm not the best at wall climbing, but you can go like up walls and stuff. It's hard to get a hang of. I'd watch more videos on it.
Okay.
I can like press A and hug on a wall and just like get up. It's harder to do when you're facing the wall.
Mm-hmm.
At least to me, it's harder. So I'll just like, whenever I want to climb up a wall, I'll just go like...
Like, back to the wall?
Sorry, my friend has something important that they're messaging me.
Mm. Do you need to go? You just need a second.
Just a second. They'll
Okay.
message me on and off.
Aye, aye.
Sorry about that.
No
Alright.
worries.
Any other questions you got? Or should we head to the Ilios and I can talk a little bit about positioning for you?
Yeah, Ilios.
Ilios time? Alright.
Ilios time.
Alright. Let's go. Custom games. Create. Settings. Alright, presets. We'll do a... Where is it? Skirmish. Back. Maps. Let's turn none. And then... let's go to... actually, let's go with something that's easier to take and see.
Okay.
We're gonna do this. Right. Move there. Done. And we're gonna start. So I'm gonna show you kind of the attack and defensive kind of things that you do.
Mhm.
Attack is a little more fluid than defense is usually. Go Lucio just so you're faster and we can get around the map fast.
Okay.
1 second, my friend messaged me again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I keep
It's
exiting
okay.
out to respond to this.
It's all good, it's all good.
Alright. Sorry if I've been talking a lot and giving a lot of information.
It's what I want and need, so thank you.
Problemo. I just know, like, a lot of these things are, like, something I know already.
Mhm.
So it can be hard to explain something like, you're just like, oh yeah, that's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're talking to other people, that is just like, that's not obvious. So on defense, where do you think you would hold?
On defense, okay. Like, here is where I usually go.
That can be a temporary high ground that you can use. But usually, the place that you'll want to hold, if you're not doing a hyper aggro like sneak play for like the first fight, is sometimes you'll have DPS and stuff right here, and sometimes the tank will be playing down here. But usually the healers, unless you're Lucio or something, supporting the team and just getting them back, you'll still be playing in like that stuff. You'll just be playing here.
Oh, there.
And like supporting the team, because like if you look at the sightlines you have once you can get up, come on, I believe in you. You can do this. You can do this. Yeah. So, like if you look at the sightlines this can give you.
Oh, yeah.
While also having this that you can just go immediately behind and heal up, and it's really big. So it's not like if there's explosives or stuff that you can't hide from it. You can like walk away. You can pull back and stuff to like the corner here if you need to. And the other thing is if you have your supports or like DPS or stuff coming out here or here, you can peek this side and stuff and just heal there and just check up on this area. And it's really hard to push because if DPS come up this way and just start attacking you, usually you'll have either your other support or your tank as well up here that can hard punish. Flanks and stuff. Same thing if someone tries to come up here. This map is a lot easier to position on because the main things you need to worry about is just flanks and off angles that people play. Just be aware of the off angles and just be aware of who's in main.
Who's in main?
So main is just described as like the main point of where the objective is. So like this would be main.
Okay.
This would be main. In the most general terms, there's really specific callouts everywhere. Like, but these are generalized terms. This would be like bottom flank, or like left flank, is people going out this side or at the top. This is just left flank, is this area here. And right flank is just going around this side. Or like you could call this bottom right if there's a widow or something. You say widow bottom right and ping them. Because you'll say it. I guess it would be bottom left, and that would be right flank. Sorry, I was talking it from like this position, or from this position. This is bottom left.
Oh.
That's right flank.
Yes, that's left.
And this would be left flank around here. But there's just different callouts for that stuff. Is you'll just say like, if someone's like, oh, where's this person? You'll just go like, oh, Reinhardt's main or something.
Okay.
So yeah. Right, let me respond to a friend real quick before I continue. Oh, that's why I've been hearing double sounds. I've been watching your stream in Discord.
Oh.
I was wondering what. No.
Oh, you're playing the game and still in Discord. Gotcha.
Oh, you broke it down? Let's go.
Yeah.
I can break it down too.
It's so painful when I do it too late, or I die as like I'm about to hit the ground.
It does suck when you die too late, or like you do it. But like timing will come with practice. Alright, so do you kind of get like why it's a good position and stuff to play in? I mean, like when you come out, usually if you're in a losing fight and then like pushed up here, usually you'll have to play around here, and if you get spammed out, you'll have to play like around here. It just becomes a lot harder to take in position well. You just kind of have to play it by what the enemy team is doing. Like if they have a lot of people there and up there, you want to take and just play around here, kind of heal your tanks, just like take quick peeks around the corner for your tank. And if you can get up here, maybe play up here a little bit. Especially if like they're on flank. A good place to play can be here because you can get a little bit of protection from it, at least until your team can get back and stuff, or you get enough time that you can punish whoever's playing that side.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much it. It's just really hard to position on this when you're pushed back too much, but you just kind of gotta learn by that stuff. Just play around, cover and everything, be safe. But that's kind of the general gist of that point. And if your team's playing like right here, preparing for a push, just play back slightly behind the team. Never try and play inside your team.
Okay.
That is a golden rule. Is if you are like inside or in front of your tank, you are usually in an awful position, and you should get back ASAP. Here, usually the safest place to play for supports is around here, because you can shoot, heal teammates and stuff. Traffic. Oh, traffic.
Did they send you a friend request?
Yeah, it's to join the group. I don't know who it is.
Oh, it's one of my friends.
Oh.
You
Can
can.
I say yes?
Nah, it's okay.
Okay.
You can just let it go.
Let it expire.
Thanks.
Alright. But yeah, usually you'll play around here initially when the card's just like in this area, and just heal your teammates and stuff, make sure nothing goes on. And the upside of here is if they're starting to peak and doing a lot of spam damage, you just fall back like this. And your tank has to take and play smart and stuff, because usually your tank, if you're playing up there, they'll be playing somewhere around here for a little bit, and then pull back, depending on what rank you're in.
Right.
And then they'll play like around here or something, just to contest the payload. And that's where playing in stairs can be nice, because you can just kind of peek on the stairs and heal your other thing. Heal your tank and stuff. And then as it gets pushed back more, you usually play further back on the high ground, like sometimes on the high ground. Sometimes you play a little under here if you need to, and sometimes back here. Again, it can be slightly harder to position here, that you just play it based on what the enemy team does, because they can play main, they can push around right side pretty easily, and they can push high ground pretty easily. It's just like, react to what the enemy team does and position the best risk versus reward location that you can. Like, if you're down here, this is a bad position to be in. If you're down here, because to get back, if the enemy team's pushed at main, you have to walk through a ton of open space, and then you're in shelter. And it's just, you're not getting as much reward and stuff. You can take spam from up here. Up here, you don't have any immediate hiding places that you can go. You have to walk back around a place. Whereas if you're playing like right here around the stairs, you still have like places that you can spam, but you can hide around this. You can take and heal your thing. I keep saying thing, but I mean tank. You can heal your tank, you can heal some DPS and stuff, but you have like a place you can hide. It's still not the best position, but it's slightly better than that. It's just an example of like rewarding here, rewarding more. It's slightly more reward playing here, like slightly less sightlines that you get, but it's so much safer. You don't need aggressive sightlines as a healer usually.
Right.
Unless you're Zenyatta, then you can take slightly aggressive sightlines, but you still gotta be careful. You just remember, as a support, don't take aggressive sightlines unless absolutely necessary. Like, if your tank's about to die, and it's going to lose you the fight, and you're gonna die anyways, if the tank dies, push up and heal the tank if you can.
Right.
Don't push up unless needed. Play safe, play smart, and don't take more angles than you need to. Because especially playing here, your team DPS and stuff will usually, in higher ranks at least, notify you if there's a Widow up there.
Right.
In lower ranks, they'll sometimes end up missing and stuff, and you can end up hiding. Higher ranks, you can get told that there's a Widow up there, and then hide.
Right.
So that's the upside of that stuff. It's like, if there's something that's an immediate danger to you, you'll be able to react to it. And react to it effectively. Because if you're here, the Widow could push up and headshot you before you get out of sight. That kind of stuff.
Oh. Okay. And I was like trying to figure out why this doesn't work, but it's because they could come from there.
So the reason this doesn't work is here, you can't get anywhere. Like, if you need to fall back even further, here's where you have to fall back, and this is your only exit. You just die. Because once they're pushing through here, it doesn't have the healing thing. It stops being a spawn for you.
If they walk through it.
So, once it's capped on first point, this thing will disappear and stop being a spawn, and your spawn will move back to third point area.
Oh, right.
So these things will disappear, and you won't get healed here anymore, and the enemy team can enter into here. It'll become like a normal room like the rest of the map.
Okay.
So that's why you don't want to go in here if you're trying to hide, unless it's like you have nothing else to do and need to hide in here, and can quickly get back to where you need to be.
Right. Yeah.
Like, there's always niche situations for everything. But that's why you don't want to do it, because if you're here, if they start pushing hard, you can fall back to here. If they push even harder, you can fall back here and just regroup somewhere back over on that door, or just fall all the way back if you need to, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Is you have further places that you can ensure your safety. And make sure you don't die and feed the other team ult charge and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just having an escape plan, a safety plan, like especially if they're going that, like if people end up going that way, you can just go around the pillar and just kind of hide and play around the pillar and stuff. It's just having places you can go if the current place that you have ends up becoming unsafe. That's why you wouldn't play. You wouldn't always play here. Like, you could play here, but the reason you don't always is because look how close it is for like the enemies. If they're just, because their spawn is pretty close to here, they have to walk a long ways there. Some of the DPS literally just run here and can spam you from here, go up the high ground. This isn't very safe, as it would seem. Because, like, you look at this and you're just like, oh, there's so much protection here until some DPS can come here. So you won't, if you play here, you play it for, like, a fight. That you know that their DPS are playing main and not flanking. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Alright. Third point time. Alright. Let me respond
Is it any faster if you're closer to the ground?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're in the air, like if you've jumped and are in the air and stuff, or you're jumping off a ledge, it'll activate slower.
Because it doesn't until you hit the ground. It's not just like his voice line.
Alright, back to this. So, sometimes you'll play here as a healer if your team's playing aggressive and stuff. This one's a little bit more like, play it how your team plays. A lot of the time, healers, after they push past that initial thing, like, sometimes you'll be playing here as a healer when they are on that initial push, just so like you can heal if they're going around, and then you can push up if they pushed up, that kind of stuff. And you can play here as a healer sometimes as well. You can peek over, see past the door, that kind of stuff.
Right. But they could come from here.
They can come from there, but it is slightly harder to. And the upside is you'll usually have someone here with you, and just want to keep an eye here just in case. That's where keeping like situational awareness is, because if you're around here, if you look back pretty like relatively often, you won't get flanked. You don't need to look back too often, but if you just like do some quick checks for like a red outline, you're just like, oh, there's a red outline there suddenly. Reposition.
If they crouch, do I still hear their footsteps?
Crouching does not reveal footsteps. Crouching is how you hide footsteps in this game. And then there's some characters that float that don't do it.
Oh fuck. Right, Zenyatta floats. Okay. Footsteps unreliable.
Zenyatta floats, Echo floats, Sigma floats, that kind of stuff. But yeah, any character that floats doesn't give off footsteps. And so Zenyatta can be an ultimate flanker. If you can kill people with him. It's fun. It's really fun. His nickname is Flankyata.
Flankyata. That's amazing.
Alright. So yeah, you'll initially play there, and eventually you get pushed back, and you can play around here if you need to. If you have like support and stuff, and they don't have snipers that can pressure you, you can play here. Some positions are based off the enemy team comp, so like if you're playing here, if they have a sniper, this is a bad position, because if you stay here to try and heal people, you're open pickings for a sniper. But if they don't have a sniper, like the range, when it comes to damage fall off on hit scan, is really bad, so you can just sit here and heal your team until they get too close, and then you back down, and you heal them from here, and then you have still fall back if you can do further. A lot of positioning is based on do they have a sniper that can kill me far range.
Okay.
So like some spots that are normally good spots that are safe instantly become terrible if the enemy team has a good sniper. Like this spot, really nice, really good sight lines. You can fall back down here if you need to. If like someone flanks through there, you can see a lot of stuff. You can tell your team about things that are going on. But if there is a sniper that pops up right there, this position becomes awful.
Right.
Because you can't do anything with it. That sniper makes this area just extremely dangerous, because you don't have anywhere to hide your head or like do quick peeks around. Which is why you just back down here, where you can do like, if you need to, quick peeks around the corner, quick peeks around the corner, quick peeks around the corner. that's something that Overwatch also has an advantage in. And something you should learn if you're in extreme danger is like, since you don't have motion slowdown or anything, and you can just spam AED as fast as you want, and it just instantly moves you in that direction instead of like momentum carrying you one way and you having to slow it and stop. It just makes it really hard to hit if you do something like this, because you see my head hitbox moving everywhere, and you mix in like 360s and stuff. If I had a higher DPI button, it makes it really hard to hit. It's just like, that's just a random note to make, because it's really funny if you see like a Lucio spinning at Mach 10.
That sounds amazing.
Alright. Oh, sorry. Habit really breaking railings. Right. Is there any other questions?
Can we do the attacking side as well?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Crank up the game.
I cannot keep up.
I have slightly more practice. I'm not the best Lucio, but I definitely do have more practice.
This is
Alright.
great.
I might... Okay. I'm going to...
World famous road caliber.
I'm restarting the match to restart the timer.
Traveling to Route 66.
Amid discord, we will find tranquility.
Alright, let's see. Alright. Back to business. Let's get down to business.
Lucio coming at you. Good to see you.
Alright. So, as always, usually, like, there's going to be a little bit of spam. So usually what you'll do is either wait in here for a second and wait for a ton of spam to hit the door and then go out, because you don't want to get insta-killed out the gate.
Right. Gotta reload.
And what you usually do as healer is play around this area for the first little bit, and just follow the payload as it moves, and just position, like, if the payload's up there, you can play around here and stuff. Just be careful of, like, the top area until your team secures it.
Okay.
And then eventually, once you get it past here, just be careful with this area. Just always be your area flanks. Any place where a flank could happen, just keep an eye on it a little bit. Once it gets around here, you kind of start to end up peeking the main hold position, which is usually here, but in lower ranks people will hold like down here and stuff. So just play it by your own, like where they're playing. You'll just heal your team until they do something. And you just kind of play where the payload goes. You usually have a payload sitter. Sometimes it can end up being you. If it's you, you just play on the payload, play on the back of the payload, peek around the payload, use it as cover. You won't always have an escape option unless you're someone mobile or stuff like that. Usually a more mobile person, or if your team is doing hard pushing, a Zenyatta or something will sit on payload. That's the second and stuff.
I just remembered a question I had.
Oh, go ahead.
Will this block Diva's ult?
That will block Diva's ult, yes.
Nice, okay.
Poles can block Diva's ult. There's a lot of weird things that can block Diva's ult, and some things that can't. Any solid wall, that especially like shots can't go through, can block stuff.
Huh, okay. Okay, so if a shot can't go through it, then her ult can't go through it.
Yes, but you also gotta be wary, like, so go like, pretend like you're behind the cactus. Even though you're behind the cactus, I still see your leg and can hit you.
Right.
So like, if I was on the enemy team, I'd be hitting you right now, even though you're behind the cactus, you can't see me. Hitboxes do that.
Okay.
So you just gotta be careful of that. Like, if you're hiding behind the cactus and like a Diva bomb was where I was, it would kill you.
Damn, okay, okay.
Yeah. Healing like around here gives you like a lot of positioning because you can hide behind this thing. There's not as many escape options when you're on offense, but you kind of just like have to take ground, force teams back. Like this just gives you a lot of positioning and stuff because you can just see so much and have like this that just protects you. And if you absolutely need to, you can drop down and play like around here and stuff, which is a downside and an upside. It's just like if you're in danger up here, jump down to your team, they can help you.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a really good position to play as healer, depending on the healer you are. And it kind of just goes that until second point. That just is a really good healer position. Sometimes you can aggro onto this high ground, but that's generally the place you'll play, and then sometimes the low ground. As a healer, you usually just follow your team, hide behind them, use cover.
Okay.
And it kind of follows the same thing here, is you'll hide behind cover, heal from here. Attack isn't as hard to position on,
Yeah.
because you don't have to set up and protect stuff. You're kind of just following your team and doing stuff. It's like you're supporting where your team goes until you get to the point where like shot calling and all that stuff matters. Then like working together and pushing different areas positionally as a team matters. But aside from that, you'll usually like push with your team, and then if you get like a high ground that's behind them, that gives you a good sight lines and stuff that you can use. Like you can kind of use this high ground to take and heal people and stuff. And just like use it to take and heal your teammates if you push under this high ground and that stuff. That's good. But until then, you kind of just have to follow your team until they eventually get stuff. And if you win a fight, then you can go up this way, because you never want to hide from sight lines without either A, telling your team, or B, A, telling your team, or B, having won the fight, so you have downtime that you can reposition.
Right. This is not having line of sight?
So if, let's say, you're helping position your team up here, and you gain, like, ground up to where I'm shooting. If you try and go around this way, all of a sudden, as soon as you go behind here, you have no teammates that you can see, and you can't heal them.
Right. Okay.
And you have to take and get to the position you want to be in. You have to take time till you get up here. If the fight's still going on here,
yeah,
that can be dangerous. If it's a fight that you're going to win, and you inform your team, you can reposition up here early, just in case, or something like that, or like in the middle of the fight. If your team trusts you, it just gets more complex, but you just generally, for right now, avoid going up until the fight is pretty much won or is over. If that makes sense to you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Alright. That's pretty much a general rule on repositioning to places that will put you out of sight line of your team, is you want to wait until like there's downtime.
Okay.
And then you just gradually push up here. Sometimes you end up on low ground for a bit. It's not the best position, especially because they can appear from up here, but it happens. Right. Sorry, offense is a lot more streamlined and just like it's not as. Here are the best places to be.
Yeah.
It's more of like follow your team. You can sometimes position to good places. Usually you'll just be hiding behind corners and stuff. Like initially here, when the door's open, you'll just be kind of peeking around the corners and stuff, healing your team. When it pushes past here, you'll be peeking around here, healing your teammates and stuff. Sometimes you'll be back here healing your teammates and stuff. And then you just gradually push, use the corners and stuff to take up your team, play around here. It doesn't involve too much crazy stuff. It's just playing around the walls, hugging the walls, be able to take and poke into sightline and out of sightline quickly if you need to, and just keep yourself safe. If that makes sense. So like right here, you would play around here because you can protect yourself and stuff, or sometimes you can take and get up on the truck, play around here, but you just got to be careful because they can come around the left side.
Experience tranquility.
I'm experiencing tranquility.
Man, you can't like attack while you're doing that though.
Nope.
Nope.
But you can increase speed.
You speedy.
And you heal 300 HP a second.
300 HP.
You heal other people 300 HP a second.
Yeah, because you are invulnerable.
Yeah, Zenyatta's invulnerable. Unless he gets booped.
Yeah, booped off the map. Okay.
Oh, let's break it.
How long does the orb last?
The orb?
Yeah.
It lasts indefinitely as long as they're in sight. But as soon as I do something like this...
Ah!
I think it's 3 seconds out of sight. It's like 3 or 4 seconds out of sight, and I think it's 2 on enemies.
2, okay.
Unless they reverted it to 3.
Okay. Thank you. I was confused.
It's something that you can do as Zenyatta when you have like a Genji or something that's going to dash in, or a Tracer that's going to blink in. You throw the orb on them, and it's still there for like 2 seconds. It's kind of like pre-healing as Kiriko. It's just a minor thing that you can do that'll help some situations.
Cool.
But does like the stuff I was talking about with positioning help?
Yeah, thank you.
You got any questions, young Padawan?
No, I think.
Any questions at all?
I'll probably have to message you with questions afterwards if I think of them.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, message me questions anytime. I'm open to answer anything.
Thank you.
No problemo. All right. What now?
You said this is one of the harder maps to...
This is one of the easier maps to take and talk about positioning because of like how basic a lot of the stuff is.
What's the hardest map? Is there a hardest map?
It's hard to think what the hardest map is, especially since I haven't played in a bit.
Right.
There are maps where positioning is harder and like more complex to do, but it's easier to teach the basics and then learn the basics and then be able to apply those to the harder maps.
Yeah.
Because the harder maps are still like the same kind of stuff, it's just like more complex. There might be more situations that you have to be aware of and adapt to or change depending on what's happening, that kind of stuff.
Right.
This one you don't have to adapt as much as just be aware of like, oh, I need to go this way, instead of like, if they're going here, I have to reposition to here. If they're going here, I have to reposition over here. If they're going here, I have to reposition here, that kind of stuff. Because there's some maps where you need to reposition based on where they're pushing you. This one, there's not many places, different places they push in. There's generally one place that the team will push in, which is why I talked about this map. It's just because it's relatively simple, relatively straightforward. This is one of the first maps I think in the game.
That was like ever put in the game?
Yeah, I think it was one of the first maps. I know Anubis was really early.
Oh yeah, are his... Oh yeah, the projectile. They're not hit scan, are they? I feel like I just saw it drop off.
Yeah, you... Nope.
No?
Yours will go straight. They do not drop off. Zenyatta's doesn't drop off.
He's hit scan?
No.
No. No, because it takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This
Hit scan is just a laser that's immediately made as soon as you click, and if there is a body in line of the laser, they get hit. Projectile is just a projectile that travels over time and eventually will hit something.
What is Widow?
Widow is hit scan.
Okay.
Widow is pure hit scan.
That's so weird for a sniper.
Weird compared to games that normally have drop off with snipers.
Gravity, yeah. Yeah.
It is hit scan, pure hit scan.
Pure hit scan.
It will have no drop off, and it just has a charge rate that they charge up, and as it charges, it does more damage.
Okay.
And she doesn't have any damage fall off either when scoped in. Projectiles don't have any damage fall off, but they're projectiles and take time to reach their target, so it takes a lot of prediction and guessing where the enemy's going to be.
Right, so it's the left and right that I'm worried about more so than the up and down, unless they're flying.
Yes.
Or jumping, yeah.
Left and right. And the downside is Overwatch has like head levels that are like different heights. Like mine is slightly lower than yours.
Oh yeah.
Like you have a general head level that like charge up your right click. So you have a right click as Zenyatta. I use that a lot, and the reason being is like if you're hiding around a corner, or like someone's about to let's say someone's about to peek that corner that I'm shooting at, you can charge up the right click and just immediately quickly blast it and then return to cover. It allows you to get a quick burst of damage off and not have a ton of exposure as Zenyatta, and it's a ton of burst damage. So if like you get a ton of headshots or something that are at the right head level, it'll instantly burst someone down, and it's just a free kill and essentially a free fight if your team capitalizes on it. That's just more specific to Zenyatta. Like a lot of projectiles, you'll just like do this. Like Zenyatta, like Lucio, you'll be like wall riding and just kind of spamming the area, unless you're doing an aggressive play.
Right.
You're always trying to just spamming for ult charge. If that makes sense.
Yeah. That's support.
Right. Even on DPS, like you'll spam corners a lot unless you're trying to hide.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah. There's very few projectiles that none of the hit scan have drop off. And there's very few of the projectiles that have drop off. Farah does not have drop off.
No? Okay.
Junkrat, Hanzo, Torbjorn, and I think that might be it. Let me check the tier list real quick.
Torvis hit scan? I don't remember his weapon.
Which one?
Torbjorn?
Torbjorn is projectile. His primary fire projectile just drops over time. Follow me to spawn if you can. Like
Okay.
our spawn. Right. Let me see who has. I forgot. Just who's drop off. So there are some abilities that have drop off, but I won't go over those really.
Ability.
Abilities are like your shift or your E, like your harmony and your those are abilities. But for example, Zarya right click here. This one will drop off. Her primary fire is a hit scan laser, but her projectile will just drop over time.
But the damage doesn't drop?
There's no damage drop off for Zarya's right click. Projectiles do not have damage fall off. Except for, I think, maybe Sojourn, but I can't remember. So the next one that has a drop off for their ability.
We're in this together. All of us.
Her bullets won't drop, but there might be damage drop off for her ability. Damage fall off. So I'll use two different words, and it's damage. There's drop off and damage fall off. Damage fall off is just like the more range to the more distance you have between your target, the less damage you'll do. Whereas the drop off is just like the projectile going down. Like if you go with Hanzo, your arrow will slowly go down.
Hanzo's arrows go down.
And then Torbjorn also has drop off, if you notice that. It'll slowly drop down. It's not a ton of drop off, but there's some.
Tools in hand, brain in gear.
Junkrat's is pretty obvious, you know?
Yeah.
That might be it with... Oh wait, no. Baptiste also has projectiles that heal, like it's his healing projectiles, but they have they drop slowly. His primary fire is straight, and hit scan is just fire, but if you right click, it's drops down. I think there's only one other person. So like, Ana has her name, which is just drop off. And it's an ability, so it doesn't matter how
Leave
much.
a broken world behind.
Yeah, Farah,
I'll find my own
no
path.
drop off.
Fire, no drop.
Like, watch this.
Strike from above.
I shoot there, it's gonna go straight.
Whoa.
I shoot that, it's gonna go straight. She has no drop off.
Gravity. Nope. Okay.
It is a rocket.
Alright.
Fair.
And they hurt her. Oh my god, I've never seen that. They're so colorful.
Yes, the Lego Bastion's my favorite skin.
Amazing.
Oh, I messed it up this time. Let's see if I can do this. Messed it up again. Ooh, I believe in Steve.
What?
There we go.
What the fuck?
So throw your right click at the ground and jump.
Okay.
As you notice, it does some knockback to you that you can use to kind of rocket jump.
At the price of some health.
Yep, just a small amount of health. Yes, this is Lego Bastion. It's one of my favorite skins.
Oh my god. He's so cute. Oh!
Oh yeah, look at his gun when he fires.
That is so cool. Brr.
I'm not sure if you can see it on your end, but the fire effect, like when he shoots his gun, there's the little Lego flame.
Wait. Oh, that's not normal. Wait. Like, that's not normally there. Oh my god, I do see it. I see the... Wow. cool.
I also think it's Nerf darts that he shoots in his turret form.
Nerf darts in this form?
Huh? Oh, when I'm in this, if I look to my right, it looks like Nerf darts. Like you'll see bullets when you're in your shift form. If you look kind of to your right area.
To my right.
Go in your turret form.
Oh.
You'll see like bullets in your right canister.
Oh. Okay. Oh, in the... Okay. In my, like, arm. In my arm.
No.
No, fuck.
Alright, let me stream this.
Okay, I'm looking.
Alright, so when I'm in the turret form, my graphics quality is on low because I need those FPS for the competitive gaming experience. But if I press shift, if you look in the bottom right, you see the bullets.
Yeah.
Lego darts.
Oh my god. Oh my god, okay, I'm coming back to the game. Can you do it again?
Do the turret again?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can see it from third person, but yeah. It's an amazing skin.
Yeah. What? When you start an emote, are you able to stop it?
There's only a few that you can stop, but those are the infinite emotes. Like my rest mode, I have to wait for the animation to go down and then I can jump back up.
Interesting.
Here. I also have this.
Burb.
He is Lego Bird.
Is it infinite? Does it go
I don't know
forever?
if this one is infinite. It might be. Okay, it's infinite. 'Cause I can stop it.
That's beautiful.
Some of that, like even the Bastion is hated.
Why is he hated?
Because he's like really, he's less hated now, but he used to be really hated in Overwatch 1.
Because he's powerful? Or like spammy?
He was very spammy. He was really bad in the high ranks. And really good in low ranks because he just did a ton of damage. And he was in turret form just sitting there, spamming corners and melting tanks. And he had a self-heal.
And he had a self-heal.
Now he has this. Does he not do self-damage anymore in his ult? I'm surprised.
Was his ult always that?
Nope.
No.
Oh yeah, he kind of disappears until Legos when he dies.
Until like, how far can I go? Wow.
Yeah, he can go pretty far. There was actually a bug when he was released where you could just do an unlimited amount of those until the duration finished. If you press Q and fire at the same time, you could just unleash fire down upon your enemies. Yeah. He was broken. He got removed from the game for a bit.
Oh. It won't hurt you though, like, cause you're my teammate.
You do not do any teammate damage with any of your abilities, no matter what character you are.
Sweet.
Unless you hit a Genji deflect and then that Genji hits you and your teammates, then technically you're damaging teammates.
If I hit a Genji deflect.
Okay, Okay.
And wait, but like, what if it hits me versus hits a teammate?
Alright. I'm just saying technically you're damaging your teammate if you hit against your deflect.
I'll find my own path.
I have burp skin. Alright.
Oh, hi. Medic. We're on different teams. Is that intentional?
Yes.
Okay.
There I am.
I'm changing Lucio's own faster. Okay.
We're here to be heard.
Hello.
Yeah. Alright, when I'm deflecting, shoot me. So technically you damaged yourself, that's all I wanted to say.
But do you do damage to your teammates if they're like trolling and shooting you while you're deflecting?
So if the Genji is deflecting, all of the bullets essentially become his, so he can deflect your bullets at your teammates, yes.
Oh, okay. But like, not his teammates.
No, not his teammates. It would be funny. But no.
Okay. I don't know why that took me so long to understand. Sorry, but thank you.
Yeah, no, you cannot do teammate damage.
Okay.
No friendly fire in this game. Control your teammates like putting a Maywall in front of them.
Oh, that is the worst. Is it ever an accident or is it always intentional when they like fucking do it right as you are trying to leave?
No, that's totally intentional.
Okay.
That's your gun. Oh, your gun disappeared.
Oh. Pew pew.
Alright.
Come on, Snowball. I need your help.
Knock knock.
I can shoot through it though.
And I cannot deflect that, by the way.
What? Wait, I can't. You can't deflect the freezy stream.
Yeah, give me a second. Give me a second. Wait for deflect. Alright, try and freeze me now.
Oh, wait.
I can deflect your right click.
Okay.
But not
Enough.
your freezy stream.
Oh, so this is a good counter. Oh,
I'm sorry, Genji.
Kind of.
I'm sorry,
He's really
Genji.
fast. In lower ranks, he
Yeah.
might be a direct counter. In higher ranks, Genji will play smarter around you and make it harder on you.
Okay.
A more direct counter for Genji would probably be someone like Winston, who goes right through his deflect.
Goes through it. Because it's electric?
Yeah, it's just a Tesla cannon. Just shoot me.
Ah.
There are a couple of heroes that can go through Genji's deflect, and most of them are like energy weapon based.
Oh, Zarya.
Zarya can go through my deflect as well. Yeah.
What about Zenyatta?
Zenyatta does not go through.
Oh, yeah, it's called projectiles. Okay. Symmetra?
Hers does go through, yes. Except for her right can be deflected. Her
Okay.
primary fire cannot be. Try and shoot me. Yeah, that's usually good to know when trying to fight a Genji in lower ranks and stuff, is like what can go through it.
Mm-hmm. I didn't.
Warrior can go through his deflect as well. Like we'll have to head off soon.
Humanity is shackled. I will find
Try and like
peace.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's that kind of stuff. Is general like a lot of the beam hit scan weapons will go through Genji deflect.
Makes sense.
Any projectiles and stuff will not.
Projectiles will not.
So like try and throw your damage orb at me when I'm deflecting. Easy.
Does that normally hurt me?
No, it does not normally hurt you, but I deflected it, so it just essentially became my damage orb.
Oh my
I
god.
can actually do the same with your healing orb. Try and throw a healing orb at me.
Wait, I need to be hurt first though, right? Wait, no. No? Heal.
Okay, wait for my deflecting.
Oh fuck. Sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, it has again. I'm doing healing at you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my healing orb now. It is mine now.
Thank you. That's
So
cool.
yeah, something to note is you have passive regeneration if you didn't already notice this.
Yeah, yeah.
It used to be exclusive to Mercy. Is there anything else you'd like to experiment or no?
I think it's good. It's a lot to think about. Thank you.
Yeah. I think it's better to think about that instead of trying to get into more right now. Until like fully envelop your mind.
Yeah.
A lot of information. And it's even harder to get into the habit of doing unless you like force yourself to learn and stuff. Something I definitely would recommend doing now that I talked to you about it
Yeah.
is go back and over your VODs and stuff because there's replays in this game where you can watch over your games.
Yeah.
If you really want to try and improve quickly, that's something I recommend is going over your VODs, even if it's just alone, and just going like over your position. It's like, was that a good position for me to do? Was that a good decision for me to take a TP there as Kiriko? Should I have been there? Should I have been repositioning to a better place to play? That kind of stuff. And it'll help a lot. Because positioning is one of the biggest things. Positioning in game sense is two of the biggest things that the lowest ranked players have. Sometimes aim. But aim isn't always really a problem. It's positioning in game sense can boost you up a lot more.
Okay.
Alright? And that concludes our teaching session.
Thanks.
If you have any more questions, class, please send them in via email or through Canvas to me
Character
or to my
pigeon.
teacher's assistant.
Yay.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
At least, like, some of that made sense. If you
Totally.
require any clarification, just message me. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks. Have a good That was awesome. Thank you so much for checking out. He has Twitch. Shout out. Can I do it if he's not here? ZeMedic Overwatch. Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay, one game and then hop off. Basically.
No, this is too large. I need it to fit in my hand. Well, he should have been more clear.
Objective unlocked in 30 seconds.
1, 2, 3.
Let me balance you out.
Impede the enemy barricade.
Fight. Push started. Let's go.
Actuating the barrier. Leaving them in the dust.
Gotta go quick.
Got one here. Soothing your wounds.
Enemy vector calculated.
Enemy here. Over there. Watch out for this one.
Barrier initialized.
The breeze brings relief.
High hopes for you.
I've got you.
Barrier cannot withstand. Passing out the welcome mat.
How's that sound therapy? I am ready to activate the sound barrier. Let's do it fast.
The spring flows anew.
On my way.
On my way.
Convene here.
Out this time.
My gift to you.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Got one here. Like a gentle rain.
The enemy's pushing. That's not good.
I don't give up that easily. Underestimated me there.
Should have called it out.
Taste of poison. Expect the
갈까요?
Sojourn en route.
Draw strength from nature.
The enemy has claimed the robot.
The enemy is pushing. Let's take care of them.
The barrier cannot withstand much more. Enemy appears. Actuating the barrier. What is the melody?
Draw strength from nature.
Barrier has been overwhelmed.
Just getting started.
40 seconds.
I'm grateful.
Escorting the robot. New commands.
My ultimate is ready. Join me. Death thyself.
Need repairs.
Tactical termination. This way. My ultimate is ready.
Let the kitsune guide you.
It's go time. Calculators.
60 seconds remaining.
Moving right along.
Soothing your wounds.
Right on the money.
A little more and we have to leave.
Back up.
Carried all the wind. That was interesting.
10 seconds remaining. Play of the game.
You're stuck.
Let me balance you out.
Impede the enemy barricade.
Kite.
There's like there's one point where I felt like it was my positioning that killed me, and also another point where the orb killed me, like kind of like right there. Well, you can't see my mouse right now. There, in that hallway, I'm pretty sure.
Leaving them in the dust.
Soothing your wounds. Not as fancy.
Whoa, whoa, what the heck? Oh, I was fine. I was fine. Oh man. Yeah, totally missed. And that's when I teleported to this person. To here, which was okay. Whoa, where did I go? It's so weird being red. Okay. So deep I thought it was right there that I died, but maybe it's further.
I've got you.
Toggle this.
Sound therapy. I am ready to activate the sound barrier.
barrier.
Forward stormers.
Did I just get hit from behind? What kills me? Who's her? I'm really not sure what I should have done differently there. Okay, who did I teleport to? Where? Where is she peeking from? Or, oh no, it's over here. Wait, where the fuck? Man, I can't rotate. I don't know why. Jeez. Spectate. No. How do you rotate? Oh wait, replays. Back to static camera and to YouTube. Okay. Jeez. Don't pass a trend. Wait, I haven't. These controls. Okay. Let's go back. Continue to find out what happened.
The spring flows anew.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Like a gentle rain.
The enemy's pushing. That's not good.
Oh. Here. Here was this spot. Okay. Because, like, so there's a person here, so I teleport forward. Fine. Where are my other teammates? I don't know. Where are my other teammates? Red. There's one ahead. Are they dead? Oh no. Oh, they are dead. Okay. I have no idea where this one is. Yeah, okay, it's literally one teammate ahead of me. So, what should I have done? Go stairs, could I have left? Apartment. Right away. Maybe. I noticed that teleport forward. Did that way too early. Still alive, but he went over. Wait, it was Junkrat that killed him? He threw something.
If mom could save me now.
Let's move this barricade. Instructions unclear. Behind you.
What did I throw? Okay. That was so
If mom could save me now.
Oh, did it hurt him? Oops.
My mistake.
Let's move this barricade.
Okay.
We can't
I
let
don't
them
give
take
up
the
that
lead.
easily.
Sorry about the awful noises. Oh my god. Okay, maybe don't skip forward. Maybe just slide forward? Okay. Less awful noises though. Okay. Less awful noises. Fewer awful noises. Fewer? Less? Not sure.
Underestimated me, Ned.
That was cool. Wait, I wanna see that. Instant alert. Man, his weapon follows? Damn. Okay, I wonder where Bruce looking though.
Forward spawn.
Oh, he did look. Okay. Oh, it was him as well. I thought it was just Moira. Okay. What happened? So he goes. I've teleported to. Where did I teleport to? Teleported to him, and then the barrier broke or took it away. Not sure. Okay. At this point, I have these two people. I know, probably know that Winston's behind me. Put in a better position. Okay, maybe like, yeah, if I had climbed up here, my back would have been protected. And I'd have ability to heal two of my teammates. One's down. And the other one would have been able to heal everyone. But, okay, now we turn around. This person. Yeah, okay. Remember, you can climb. You just climbed. That's rough. Okay, but we know how we could have survived. So remember to climb. To climb. Sorry. Oh my god. So loud.
Your team is close to taking the
They took the robot. Let's fix that.
lead. 2 minutes.
Okay. So when it's overtime, remember what the objective is and where it is. This happened a couple times. Especially when I first started playing Overwatch. But now that I understand the game, it's like we're supposed to be like, okay, what's the time? Thomas?
2 minutes. 1. Overtime.
We're running out of time. Get the robot.
We're outnumbered. Watch yourselves.
You were just coming back. I was literally the only one. Maybe it would have died, but
2 minutes.
maybe it would have touched it.
We're running out of time. Get the robots.
Overtime.
That's what I'm trying to get to her. Yeah, no, she's dead. I just like need to remember where my teammates are, I think. This is the whole team. Where is he? Yeah, I should have known dead people all the time.
2 minute warning. Overtime.
We're running out of time. Get the robots.
It's up here. Oh my gosh. That was wild. Like, can I apply it? What I've figured out in the VOD review? Or should I just call it quits for now? We are experiencing the one more game bullshit. It's 3 AM and I have papers to write. Alright. Yeah. Gonna turn my music down a little. Oh, not off. A little bit. This friend was playing Fortnite. Can't remember much about like where I met them, but they seem cool. Yay! Thank you for joining. Thank you to ZeMedicOW for the coaching. I'll throw his link in the chat one last time. ZeMedic. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the resub from Kate and Bits and who else came? I think it was Ray. I don't know why my activity feed isn't showing it. It's turned on. Ah, okay, here we go. Yeah, thank you, Newfie. And Ray. Yeah. Okay. See you later.
Yes. Oh no.
Woo, headshot.
shot. Nice.
And then kitty shot. And then aim rifle. I'd currently be eating some carrots.